of our faculty development program on inner transformation for outer excellence in skill and teaching. Over the past few days, this FDP has provided a meaningful platform for learning, reflection, and understanding the connection between professional excellence and inner development through Indian knowledge system. And today as well, we are privileged to have eminent resource persons who will enrich us with their valuable insights, experiences, and perspective, blending technology, ethics, leadership, and self-transformation. We already have the privilege to hear from Dr. Shrikant Kallurkar, and today again he is with us. Welcome you, sir. And can you hear us, Dr. Shrikant? So it is once again our great privilege to welcome Dr. Shrikant Kallurkar, a distinguished academic leader, researcher, mentor, and expert in Indian knowledge system. With over 45 years of professional experience, Dr. Kallurkar has made remarkable contribution in engineering education, institutional development, research mentoring, entrepreneurship, and Vedic studies also. So, former principal of reputed engineering institutions and currently associated with the Institute for Studies in Vedic Sciences, he continues to inspire educators and professionals through his deep understanding of leadership values, and inner transformation. Sir, we are truly delighted to have you with us once again. And now I humbly invite Dr. Shrikant Kallurkar to kindly address the participants and share his valuable insight. Sir, it's over to you. Can you hear us? Dr. Shrikant, are you there?
Shrikant sir?
Yes, ma'am, I'm there. Can you hear me? Because for me, the volume is very low.
Now it's fine, sir. We can hear you properly.
Okay, because I can't hear you, but I hope you can you hear me?
Yeah, sir, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Sir, it's over to you. You can start with your topic.
Uh, Paramjit ma'am, can you please start the presentation of sir?
Yeah, do you
So
have
the
my
topic of
presentation?
Shrikant sir is how it leads to excellence in classroom, inner alignment of the teacher. So sir will be starting his session within 1 or 2 minutes, and we request all the participants that you can communicate in the chat box along with the session. During the session, if you want to ask something from Shrikant sir, you can type it in the chat box, and if you want to ask something in the at the end, then sir will be available for your queries. So over to you, Shrikant sir. Now you can start with your topics.
Yeah,
Yes.
I hope people.
Yes, sir. You are
Yes, sir.
audible.
Yeah. Okay, now I can hear you also.
Okay, sir.
Uh, yeah. So thank you very much, ma'am. I'll start
Pleasure,
with
sir.
my presentation. Uh, in fact, you will find that there is a small change. My PowerPoint presentation was planned to be how inner transformation for outer excellence in skills and teaching. Uh, but it is good that the organizers have accepted that yes, the inner alignment has taken place to some extent. And then how it leads to excellence in classroom. So, okay. Then what I did, though my PowerPoint was already planned as per the one which is submitted, but then I have revised my discussions to give justice to the topic that you have planned. I will take it to be an extempore speech kind of thing. Okay. Okay. But of course, it's not purely extempore because I came to know about this 2, 3 hours before. Now, when we say lead from within, And the changing role of teachers, if you say, as we discussed in the previous class, is moving from information provider to transformation facilitator. So what students are looking for is direction, resilience, and values. Uh, hope the PowerPoint can be seen by everyone. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Okay.
It is visible now.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, you can
So the key,
direct to the representer. She will move to the next slide when you say next to
yeah,
her, right? Yes.
proof. Sure. Thank you, ma'am. So the key outcomes of inner alignment will be improved classroom effectiveness, better student engagement, reduce stress and burnout for the teacher personally, because you are trying to match yourself or map yourself the classroom system. Stronger mentoring capability gets enhanced. Then enhanced communication and leadership will be there. Alignment with holistic education. And so what will happen? Our information delivery will become more towards insight and understanding about the subject. I will give some examples also in the process. Of course, it's better to give our own examples sometimes. You've got 40 years, 45 years of experience in the field. And control becomes connection and trust. You need not have to control the class. Class gets automatically controlled. It's more connected. And the students start trusting you. And they'd like to meet you, discuss with you outside the classroom also. And as the way yesterday it was asked by Amisha Parmar ma'am, which teacher made an impact? So you can become a teacher who has made an impact. Recently, around 5 years ago, I received a birthday message from one of my students of 90s. He said, "Sir, I am Mr. Ambadas Pandey. When you were head of the department, I was your student. I used to have funny ideas. And I used to come and sit in your office for an hour or two without getting bored, without getting annoyed. You were trying to answer most of my queries and motivate me to come with more and more ideas." I was not able to remember him. Then he said, those silly ideas, those funny ideas, later on became a source of growth for me. Today I'm an industrialist and I employ about 100 people. And then we were in contact with each other since then. I mean, this happens because when a student is talking to you, if you are practicing inner alignment, then it lasts long. I had one more student, Sharang Ambadkar, recent 2021 pass out. When he was in second year engineering, we sent him for an international internship. You know how we keep the dustbins outside our homes. At the most, wet and dry will be segregated, not beyond that. He was sent to Italy. In European countries, they have got 7 types of segregations, and every day you can keep only one. So what he did, the whole dustbin was kept outside and he was charged a fine of €150 on day one. Of course, he had to pay the fine. There was no other choice. But he came back with an idea that probably this segregation can become a good business for us. And why not think of what you say, recycling of plastics? So what he did, when he came back, he told me the whole story and said, "Sir, I wish that he was just in the second year, finishing his second year. So I want to keep on continuing work on this." So what he did, his mom had a habit. जैसे दूध की थैली घर में आती थी, दूध निकालने के बाद उसके मॉम को एक आदत थी कि वो थैली अंदर से पूरी अच्छे से धो ले और उसको किचन के प्लेटफॉर्म को ही चिपका के रख दे. And they were not removing that. So he had a funny idea. What he did, he took all those bags, converted that into a pillow. कपड़े की एक छोटी सी थैली टाइप उसने खुद में सी, उसमें सब बैग्स भरी, then did the little of the adjustment, and he tried to sell that pillow. And someone in the uh, apartment purchased that building. This gave him a new idea. अरे ये तो हमारा पॉकेट मनी बनाने का अच्छा पैटर्न है. So every day while going home, सब जो चाय वाले लोग रहते थे उनसे पूछता था कि भाई ये बैग का आप क्या करते थे. बोलते थे कि नहीं, हम तो सवेरे फेंक देते हैं. ठीक है, तो आप प्लीज मुझे दीजिए. तो पीपल हैड नो ऑब्जेक्शन फॉर दैट. तो ये रोज आते समय 2-4 किलो ऐसी बैग्स लेके आता था, उसकी पिलो बनाता था, एंड ही स्टार्टेड सेलिंग. दिस वाज आई थिंक ईयर 2019. So when he was in third year, 2020, COVID was there. So what he did later on, he thought कि इसकी पिलो बनाने से तो उसकी नानी का एक ओवन था उनके घर में पुराना वाला. So he used that oven, उसको उसने गर्म किया and converted. बाद में उसको किचन के कोई इक्विपमेंट्स लेके, अवेलेबल थिंग्स लेके उसको प्रेस किया, and he converted that into tiles. And every day he used to come to me during second year before COVID, stating that, sir, ये टाइल मैंने बनाई है. देन वी यूज्ड टू सी कि भाई ये स्लिपरी है, तो इसको थोड़ा सा आप रफ बनाओ. एंड फॉर मल्टीपल एप्लीकेशंस, how to taste the tiles, we used to keep. So every day around 5:30, once every student goes home, he used to come, he used to sit for an hour. Then was the COVID period. So along with his friend from chemical engineering background from ICT Mumbai, which is one of the best institute for chemical technology, they developed a kind of powder. You know, there are grades of plastics. So the 7th grade of plastic is wrappers of chocolates, biscuits, Lays, wafers. And generally it is, that time it was said in Google also that this cannot be processed. It was a waste. Then you process first grade, becomes second grade, third grade, and then after 7th grade, nothing is possible. They developed, you can say, a technology where you can process this 7th grade of plastic. So they used to heat it to about 600, 650 degrees Celsius. One of his friend's father had a furnace in his factory. So furnace में वो उसको गर्म करते थे, उसमें वो पाउडर मिलाते थे ताकि it can be processed further, and he started manufacturing tiles. The chief of the organization was also an MLA in an area called Borivali in Mumbai. So he liked that idea and he said एक काम करते हैं, एक पूरा इलाके में वॉकवे आपके टाइल्स का बनाते हैं. So he got a good order also from Mumbai Municipal Corporation. And there it started. अब इन लोगों ने क्या किया during COVID period or when he was in final year also. But 2021 also rarely students were coming to college. So you can say half of his engineering was a COVID engineering. So what he did, he started experimenting on that and started putting it on social media like Facebook and Instagram. One of the market leaders in this business is Shakti Plastics. One of their top officers, he saw that, communicated with these students, and he got a business of constructing a full unit of Shakti Plastics in Indore, 1 lakh square feet, and implementing his ideas. And there he got the good start. I am converting connection and trust over control. I never taught him. He is a student of IT. But as a principle, we developed that connection and trust. Then from tiles, he moved to garden furniture. And then from garden furniture, he moved to garments. He started first manufacturing sports wears, which got a good demand. Then IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, a public sector undertaking, they asked him to provide jackets for corporate gift. He accepted that order and would have made around 1,000 jackets for them. One of that jacket was given by the chairman of IOCL to the current Prime Minister, Modi sir. You might be remembering 2-3 times he wore that blue color, sky blue color jacket and mentioned in his speech, this is made out of waste plastic. It was manufactured by the student Sharan. And then he asked IOCL, give me another 40-50 so that I will ask every cabinet minister to wear that and talk about this. No one was knowing that a student called Sharang Ambedkar had manufactured it. And now he has done very good job in circular economy. This was because for hours together, when he used to come and sit in my cabin, I was always promoting him, his ideas. So maybe Ambadas or Sharan. In both cases, we tried to move from control to connect and trust, and there was a good success in their life. Then there is a shift from marks to meanings and competence, from fear to inspiration and motivation. Students need not fear us, but what is important is that if they can get motivated by us. So then passive learning becomes active learning and experiential learning, which ultimately leads to startups. When teacher can act as a role model, students learn more from our behavior than the lectures. The behavior can improve through inner alignment. And remember one thing, character communicates silently. And it is the teacher's role to communicate that character. And your integrity creates influence. So these are the benefits for classroom. The institutional impact will be if more and more teachers, because it is unique that Khalsa College of Engineering, in my opinion, is the first engineering college in the country that's thought of inner alignment for external excellence for teachers. And if you start really practicing it, the teachers take it positively, then what will happen? There will be better student engagement, positive classroom climate, better faculty well-being also, and it will lead to a stronger institutional culture. If you decide that I will work on my inner alignment, then what will happen? Students will start feeling this teacher understands us. In case if we are internally restless, as I gave you the example the other day, then in the classroom also anger rises quickly, sarcasm appears in way we talk. Sometimes we go for comparison of the students. Few teachers may go for public humiliation of the students. Generally, these days it is reduced. But an aligned teacher, what we will promote is private conversation to identify underlying difficulty for the student. Student has not performed well. One thing would be you scold him. Another way could be you try to understand what made wrong. And then the students will trust will increase. Students will feel emotional safety with you. And they would like to communicate more and more. Every leader, as we said, the teacher is a leader in the class. So every leader can understand this. Aligned leader generally comes prepared. This kind of teacher also comes prepared to the class and maintains consistency, respects time. Sometimes the next class teacher comes and says, "Oh, mera lecture hai. When are you going to finish?" But you can be punctual in time management. And you can listen attentively. When you listen attentively, students want to speak to you. We need not have to struggle for attendance in such cases. Then it starts improving automatically. For your lecture, students will come. They will say that something which is more otherwise I would is important for me. Let me do it later. I don't want to miss the class of this particular teacher. Their distraction starts reducing. They also become punctual in natural way. We were talking about diversity of the students. An aligned teacher can handle the diversity without frustration because you are ready to adjust with the needs of different students in your class. Then sometimes you become open enough. I made a mistake. Yesterday's class, this is the right answer. Or if a student asks a question, instead of telling some answer, you may say, okay, I'll answer this question tomorrow. Because you have built up a trust with the students in your class. And then you will realize that students respect honesty more than perfection. Teacher may not be perfect, but if he is honest, students like. And that authenticity creates intellectual trust. In fact, we all have three types of gunas, sattva, raja, tama. Sattva gun starts improving in us through inner alignment. So it leads to clarity, compassion, discipline, wisdom. balanced personality, and then curiosity, trust, creativity, and deep learning are the outcomes at classroom level. So now what we will do, we'll try to see further part of how to align ourselves with the current situations. So, madam, do you have two videos also from my side? Have you received two videos?
Okay, let me check, sir. Let me check.
Yeah, okay. So in the meantime, I'll continue. I want to show a video of a person with beard. दाढ़ी वाला एक बच्चा है मेरा स्टूडेंट, उसका वीडियो बताना है.
Okay,
In the
sir.
meantime, yes, do you have that?
Just a second, sir.
हाँ,
Sir, what
because I
video
think
it
आपको
was?
और किसी से मिला है वीडियो आज.
Yeah, what video it was? It's having any name or
ये
any
वो जो
icon?
हाँ आइकन है वो दाढ़ी वाला बच्चा.
अच्छा, दाढ़ी वाला बच्चा. Okay, sir. Okay, 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 sir. Okay, sir.
I am very, I mean, funny in talking, you can say.
No issue, sir. No issue. Just give me 1 second, okay?
Yeah, you can switch on the video. In the meantime, I'll keep on talking if you permit.
Yeah, sir. You just continue with your talk. I'm just
So, if you
requesting them to play.
remember, on the day one, we had a 20 seconds creative pause. That is, stop thinking for 20 seconds. I hope everyone who is present here has practiced that creative pause. Otherwise, for 20 seconds, what you do, sit relax wherever you are. For those who are present, it is a repetition. But we can take a creative pause 3 to 5 times in a day, as per the need. Sit,
Okay, so
relax.
we are ready for the video also, right?
Video.
Whenever
Switch
you
on to
say, we
video.
will do.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Switch
Param
on.
ma'am, just play the video.
The voice is not there, I think.
Param ma'am, the voice is not here, so you can turn on the volume if. Okay, Param ma'am, just stop sharing. I will share the video from my side.
Yeah. In the meantime, the participants can try to take a creative pause for yourself. Stop thinking for 20 seconds.
So everyone, can you see the video?
We can see it on the screen.
Oh, okay, video is not visible.
Yeah. No, वो अभी चालू ही नहीं
Sarojit
हुआ है.
kindly play it. It's visible on the screen only. Kindly
No,
play it.
for my side, it's getting played. Just a second. I'll just share
Okay.
again and
We'll try once, otherwise then I will explain what he's saying.
now yes sir, it's now I can play it. Okay, I'm going to play it.
Okay, वो volume नहीं आ रहा है.
It's not
He is
audible,
talking.
Sarojit ma'am.
Okay.
What
What he's
happened?
saying is You can try once, otherwise I will explain.
Has helped me a lot whenever my mind goes through a lot of negative overthinking and negative emotions. In such case, I go through like 20 seconds of no thinking or Zen mode, and that helps me bifurcate my mind from negative thoughts and looking the situation in a different way. So this thought or this process of creative pause has been uh, told to me by Dr. Shrikant Kallurkar, and I'm really, really thankful to him. After practicing creative thought, creative pause, my control over the thoughts have been very, very in my hand, I can say, and I'm able to deal with negative situation better compared to how it was before. And definitely now I do like 30 seconds of creative pause, so that comes with practice. But this is very important for people who have a constant habit of being in a negative state, or who are going through a very difficult phase where their mind is not if they are not able to control their mind. So again, thanks a lot to Dr. Shrikant Kallurkar sir for not only giving me an idea of creative pause, but also mentoring me through my careers, through my emotions, and so on. So really thankful to Dr. Shrikant sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, so
Thank
I'm
you.
going to stop it.
Yeah. And then you
I
can
want to,
share the
I,
PPT.
I just want to say
Yeah,
something. So
please.
actually, when we were, I was into online teaching platform.
Yeah,
Then what we used to do, whenever there is a 1 hour class, after 1 hour class, now we used to take a 20-second pause, but that 20-second pause is for just blink your eyes after watching something that is 6 feet away. Any of the object that is 6 feet away, just have a glance on it and just blink your eyes for 20 seconds so that your eyes can get relaxed and your mind can get relaxed. I can just
great,
relate this complete thing with this thing.
great, great. Thank you very
Yes.
much. In fact, my son is pursuing PhD on
Okay.
designing the screen for CAD software, certain
Okay.
applications, so that the
Okay.
fatigueness of eyes can get reduced. It's an application of industrial engineering
That's very
in
good.
yeah, IT design. So
Yeah.
yes, that is field of research also, and we're lucky that IIT Mumbai had given equipment costing around 25 lakhs of rupees to him for 2 months to test to use it for his PhD, because they said if
That's
someone is
great.
using it, IIT wants it. Let the person be from
Yeah.
anywhere.
That's
So
great.
that's
That's
the beauty
great.
of yeah.
That's really
Can
great.
we switch to the next PPT, ma'am?
Yeah, Param ma'am, move to the next
Remaining
PPT.
remaining portion I'll speak from there. Next PPT, yes. Now, when I want to go for inner alignment, let me first understand what is that I want to align. As we discussed in the first session also, that our personality comprises of Annamay Kosh, Pranamay Kosh, Manomay Kosh, Vijnanmay Kosh, and Anandamay Kosh. So, truly speaking, inner alignment is nothing but aligning all these koshas. And the other day we said Vyaktitva is nothing but manifestation of that I, of that Vyakti. So, if I want to start with inner alignment, I must start with, easily I can start with Annamay Kosh. So, in our major program, what we recommend is body comprises of food that we consume. Of course, it has effect on mind, but that's the next level. And the exercise. Please go back. So the food that we take, one of our research shows that if it is 60-40 part of diet plan, 60% raw food, 40% cooked food. then the kind of lifestyle that we are living, it's suitable. Similarly, what kind of exercise suits me? Let our body decide. When a body and mind go together, we start getting the proper signals. But these days, and might be because of the large number of advertisements, we have a habit of switching on to a specific type of diet. And I've seen many people who follow a particular diet plan and then say, no, I had some negative effect of that, so I stopped it. Why this negative effect happens to us? Because we have stopped talking to our own body. You remember the old movies जिसमें हीरोइन की गाड़ी चलते चलते बंद हो जाती थी और वहां हीरो पहुंचता था एंड देन वहां से स्टोरी शुरू होती थी पिक्चर की. Those who remember your childhood in 90s, if you are born in 80s, रेडिएटर में पानी डाल के गाड़ी चलती थी. होप यू रिमेम्बर दैट. सम ऑफ यू वुड बी रिमेम्बरिंग, और एटलीस्ट ओल्ड मूवीज में आपको दिखेगा ये रेडिएटर में पानी डाल के गाड़ी चला रहे. तो ये गाड़ी उतनी उसका रिलायबिलिटी भी कम रहती थी. तो माय ड्राइवर यूज्ड टू टेल मी whenever we used to go on some any long drive or going from one city to another, and I used to have an habit of sitting beside him. He used to tell me, साहब गाड़ी से बात करते करते अगर गाड़ी चलाएंगे ना तो रास्ते में गाड़ी धोखा नहीं देती. That was his language. He was saying before stopping the car gives a signal. हम उसको थोड़ा सा कन्वर्ट करते हैं. बॉडी से बात करते करते अगर हम जिंदगी जिएंगे तो रास्ते में ये बॉडी धोखा नहीं देती. So the best kind of diet is the one that suits your body. Try to get aligned with it as much as possible. Same thing is kind of exercise. It may be yoga, it may be walking, it may be jogging, it may be going to a gym. What suits you? Basically, you are talking to your body and trying to find out in which kind of conditions you are comfortable. That is nothing but development of Annamaya Kosha. Of course, this 60-40 diet, recently one doctor from Delhi organized a press conference in a 5-star hotel promoting the diet plan of 60-40. I was the auditor mentor of TechCube, Technical Education Quality Improvement Program under World Bank. So I was at SVNIT Surat. I was the auditor for SVNIT Surat from 2016 to 21. So same auditor going 6 times minimum. So what happens after 2 visits? There is also a better personal relationship. So the TechCube coordinator, professor in charge, he said, "Ek kaam karte hai, sir. When we are going for taking the round in different departments, when we will be in the electrical engineering department," he said, "मैं आपको एक ऐसी हस्ती से मिलाता हूँ जिन्होंने अपने सिर्फ डाइट से खुद का शुगर लेवल लास्ट 10 years से कंट्रोल में रखा है." I said, "Okay, no problem." So when we reached to the electrical engineering department, he said, "अभी 10-15 मिनट आप गप्पे मारो, मैं आता हूँ थोड़ी देर के बाद." So I was asking that professor, "Sir, आप क्या करते हो?" So the senior faculty member, he said, "I changed my diet plan, and because of that, last 10 years, I'm able to control my sugar level." So I was curious. I said, "What kind of diet plan you follow?" He said, "I follow a 60-40 diet." So I was a little curious because it was a part of my research also. So my first question to him was, sir, आप तोल के खाते हो क्या? मैं बोले नहीं. So what it? He said, मैं पहले सलाद खाना शुरू करता हूँ, थोड़ा सा पेट भरने लगा, ऐसे फील हुआ. Then I start eating sabji, roti, dal, chawal, kadi khichdi being in Gujarat. And then with 80% stomach full, I stop. And this has helped me to reduce my uh, sugar level. So I was curious to know from where he could come about to know about this. And he was not able to recollect. He said, अरे कहीं भी किसी कॉन्फ्रेंस में गया था and वहां पे कुछ पेपर में डिस्कस हो रहा था. The speaker was talking about this. So I just remembered it, came back. My wife said, why don't you try it for yourself? It worked in my case, so I'm practicing last 10 years. Then I thought that probably it is good time that I can open for myself. I said, sir, आप PhD Institute of Technology कोइंबतूर में such and such international conference में आए थे. Yes. Was there a paper on development of Kaizen consciousness through Indian techniques? Said yes. Now then he remembered. Then I said, sir, that was my paper. I'm happy to know that whatever I had mentioned in that paper, whatever I was just talking, I'm able to meet someone and talk to him and see that your sugar level has been controlled. So there are stories to share. What is important is body से बात करते करते जिंदगी जियो. That is our first step of inner alignment. Then second is pranamay kosh. Of course, the arrows are a little wrong. They have gone wrong here. So the next one is pranamay kosh from the outer. That is breath. So control the breath to control the mind. We tried the other day 20 seconds creative pause. Today what we'll do, we'll try one more technique of breathing. Of course, you can have your own system of breathing also, not an issue. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, breathe out. 3 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some of you might have felt that I'm feeling energetic. This feeling of being energetic is nothing but breath and mind are two sides of the same coin. We practice another breathing techniques, what we say 1, 4, 2, 1. We discussed during question answers on that day. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, then count 1 to 16, hold the breath. Then count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, breathe out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. After that, you take the breath. You should try this. Are you okay? Shall we? Yes, are the participants
Yes,
with me?
yes,
Please.
sir. We
Okay.
can go
Let,
ahead.
please. So then we can try it. You can count yourself. I will wait for 3 rounds. Some of you might be feeling little relaxed.
Yes,
Anyone?
definitely, sir.
Huh?
Definitely,
Yes.
sir.
So
Definitely. It's a great
these are
technique.
called two Yes, through 2 course of breathing.
Hmm.
And we are trying to do further research because we can look at it from the experience of the individuals and as well as from the point of view of biomedical. So when I hold the breath for about 16 seconds or at least when I till I count 16, there's a better blood circulation taking place. Plus the amygdala and all those things also have an effect. So here we are realizing that breath and mind are two sides of the same coin. So one can control the breath to control the mind. So one thing, we have now multiple tools in hand. One is 20 seconds creative pause. Whenever I feel emotional, likely to burst out, likely I feel that yes, my mind is not in my control, I can take a 20 seconds creative pause. Or I can practice a deep breath. Whenever I feel low in the day, थोड़ी थकान महसूस होती है, I can think of this 4-6 type of breathing. And within generally 3 rounds, we feel a little energetic. So these are the simple techniques of inner alignment, which we can practice anytime. So as far as the mind is concerned, now third is Manovai Kosh. As far as the mind is concerned, we can try to keep the mind, the thoughts in present. In fact, when the mind is in present, it becomes thoughtless. And that leads to relaxation or perfect inner alignment. Generally, the mind is in past or future. Rarely it is in present. That's why it's called present. It's a gift of Almighty. The present moment is a gift of Almighty to all of us. If any one of you is passing through some negative state of mind, something has gone wrong somewhere in the life. And then there is a continuous curiosity. What will happen? What will happen? What will happen? You can try. Next 1 minute, I will observe really what happens. And then after that minute, you say, nothing has happened. Life is full of combination of 1 minute. If I concentrate on that 1 minute, then it gets automatically aligned. How to be at zero state? No, the other day we were talking about Professor Dr. Vaikar was talking about zero, and then we talked about Aryabhatta and Brahmagupta. Brahmagupta gave the concept of Shunya, and that is nothing but the source of infinity. He mentioned that. So what I will do, I am looking at you, I am looking at camera here, will turn my head by 90 degrees. Again I turn. Then other side I turn my head by 90 degrees. Again I look back to the camera. So when I'm turning my head by 90 degrees, let me observe my mind. I would request you to practice it wherever you are, unless if you are driving. You're observing your mind, you will realize that the mind goes to zero state. That is that Shunya of Brahmagupta. Any experiences? Any feelings? Any reactions? Anyone? Did you try this? Yes? Any participant?
Yeah, sir, it's giving some kind of relaxation, a kind of,
Yes,
you can say, muteness in the mind.
exactly. That muteness in the mind, when I'm turning my head, the mind is coming to the muteness stage.
Yes, sir.
And this is nothing but the zero state of mind. Whenever I feel that I'm stressed, I will try to remember this zero state of mind and try to be in that state, and you will find that you always feel you are in a relaxed position. It is not tamas. You are, it is not even rajas. You are moving towards sattva, where you are energetic but calm, with calmness.
Hmm.
So this
True.
concept of being energetic with calmness inside is nothing but inner alignment for external excellence. It's a source of it. The other part is Vijnanmay Kosh, which is our logical control center. So here is the importance of that logic. And since childhood, we have been taught how to be logical. And there is Anandamay Kosh, that is engine of joy and purpose. Moment I have purpose in life and I'm aligned with the purpose, I try to align all my actions with that purpose, which is the purpose is in the interest of larger groups. I will get this. I want to lead. I want to be the superior than others. This kind of purpose will create burnout, frustration, stress. But you are developing a contribution mindset, and then the purpose is little with a higher goal. You'll find that the alignment becomes natural. So, madam, is it possible to switch on to the another video, or we want to continue with this first? It's your
Yes, sir.
choice.
Do let me know the next video that we want to play.
Can you play it now?
Yeah, sir, we will be able to play, but you just tell me which is the video that you
The
want
one
to.
which has a flower picture.
Okay, okay, sir.
Yeah,
Fine.
there are
Just give
only two
me,
videos. Yeah, only two videos.
yeah, just give me 1 second.
It's a song from film.
Yes, yes. It's a bhajan. I just
Okay.
listen to it. That's my favorite bhajan,
Oh,
sir.
great. Great, great.
In my
बढ़िया.
childhood, I used to hear this bhajan. I used to listen this bhajan a lot. This is one
Great,
of
great.
my favorite one. Tora man darpan कहलाए,
आपने
right?
आज आप उसका उसके साथ उसके पिक्चर्स भी देखिए जो हमने बनाए हैं तो सम्मान
Okay,
किसी ने बनाए हैं आई एम यूजिंग इट
okay, 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 sir. Just give me a second. I'm going to share it.
या
Yeah, Param ma'am, I'm going to share the video.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see everyone?
यस यस साउंड इज नॉट
भले बुरे सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए तो रमन दर्पण कहलाए तो रमन दर्पण कहलाए
Sound has stopped. Anyway.
सुख की कन्या दुख के काटी मन सबका आधार सुख की कन्या दुख के काटी मन सबका आधार मन सुखोई बात छुपना मन को हजार जग से चाहे भाग न कोई मन से भाग न पाए तेरा मन दर्पण कहलाए तेरा मन दर्पण कहलाए भल बुरी सारे कर्मों को देखे और दिखाए तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए तोरा मन दर्पण कहलाए
Okay. Thank you.
That is really great, sir.
Thank you, man. Now, what this video is showing us is, yes, our mind itself is a mirror for ourselves. Whatever I am doing, if my mind is happy about it, then the inner alignment is taking place. So whatever all these 5 things we are talking, they were all hardwares of our personality. So when we are dealing with the people, for example, the gadgets, we have hardware and software, and we keep on updating it from time to time. The same thing, we need to update it. And the software that helps us to develop our relationship is, as I mentioned in the first lecture, that Bhagavad Gita says, for example, say, जब गीता कही गई तो आखिरी आखिरी में अर्जुन ने पूछा कि भाई आपने बहुत कुछ बोल दिया, अभी एग्जाम के टाइम थोड़ा सा इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर एग्जाम टाइप का बता दीजिए शॉर्ट में. तो लॉर्ड कृष्ण सेड यज्ञदान तप कर्म नेत्यज्यम कार्यमेव तत् यज्ञोदान तप कर्म पावनानि मनीषिणम्. So yajna, dan, tapa, karma, and now the importance is also swadhyaya. That is our software. It can give us guidelines. It can guide us how we deal with the people around us. So the sequencing is little disturbed. That is the when HI cannot control the AI. So yajna, it is nothing but focused offering. Attention without distraction, contribution mindset. What is important is whatever I am doing, if I am able to do it without distraction, it's useful. Second is dan, sharing the assets with the feeling of humility with the fellow man. Of course, I hope Dr. Gaurav Wagh is with us. He will be sharing his experiences, how he practiced that in the corporate world and how was the benefit. Next is the restraint. So Gaurav, Dr. Gaurav, I hope you are with us. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So we will request you to share your experience. Then next is tapa, restrainment. Reduce our needs so that we can be comfortable in all types of conditions. Understanding the law of action. Of course, there are three aspects: karma, vikarma, karma. We'll not go into the depth of that. But action of today need not be source of misery of tomorrow. I'll repeat: action of today need not be source of misery for tomorrow. If I start doing things in such a way, that's enough. Remember this principle. And then self-study is journaling, analyzing the mistakes. We recommend a 5 minutes appointment with the self as a part of Swadhyay. Minute one, we remember the mistakes of last 24 hours, which I feel that I should not have committed. हम किसी से कुछ बोल देते हैं, कहीं और कुछ गलती करते हैं, कहीं सिग्नल तोड़ दिया और कुछ किया, whatever I have done. I remember the mistake. Minute two, I resolve that this mistake will not be repeated. In minute three, I plan my next 24 hours important tasks. That's to be done. And minute four, I take a pray wherever I have a faith. Wherever it is. If nowhere it is, pray to yourself. And then the last minute is take a creative pause. And we found this was developed by one of my undergraduate students when he was doing a project on this topic. And result was he got a job in a company who was implementing Kaizen in 90s. So the work of my undergraduate student we are using for last around 30 years. Because I found it useful for my program. So we will switch to the next, and then I would like to hand over to Gaurav because he has a meeting to attend later on, and I will take over from him once again. So these are the 9 points. Many of you would be knowing it. If you know it, then you need not try. But if you don't know, draw 4 straight lines without lifting pen, and we'll connect all these 9 points. And from this, we will try to understand the mechanism of mind. So, Dr. Gaurav, would you like to start now or give me another 5-7 minutes? What is your choice?
Sir, you can continue, sir. Not an issue. Thank you so much.
Okay. So, I'll give you some time. You try 1 or 2 times. If you can show it, then show it. Okay. So, now the answer is in front of you. The organizer has already given us the answer. So, this is the answer. So, the portion in those red blocks is nothing but out of box thinking. If you would have tried it, then what is important is it looks like a square or rectangle. So the answer is likely to be square and rectangle. I tried it in many programs, but especially 2 programs of professionals. One was a group of about 22 builders, and another was about 43 IT managers of Central Bank of India. In both the groups, it was an offline program. Both were the offline programs. After taking creative pause, what I do in my programs is tried for 6 times. So after trying for 2 times, take a creative pause of 20 seconds. because then the state of mind changes. Now, in case of professionals, it is expected that they are more serious about whatever is they are doing. And in those two programs, in both the programs, two people were able to get the answer because the bent of mind had changed. Now, how it happens? We can go to the next PPT, mechanism of mind. The Professor Edward Debon. Next PPT, madam. So, hope you remember Professor Weicker talking about neurons, and he said we have billions of neurons in our brains. So Edward de Bono said we have millions of neurons in our brains. With the help of five senses, we keep on receiving the experiences. And then these set of experiences lead to perceptions. This is a work of 1960. So we feel that probably neural network, the base was created by Professor Edward de Bono. You would be read, he wrote about 60 books on lateral thinking. Probably many of you here would have read few books like Six Thinking Hats. So it develops the perceptions, and when the similar perceptions are taking place again and again, it leads to patterns of perceptions. Until these patterns of perceptions dominate our thinking. Through creative pause, strategically we can move away from the patterns of perceptions. If I feel that something is, कुछ मेरी आदतें ऐसी है कि जो मुझे छोड़नी है, or habits. Power of habit is, there is a book called Power of Habits. Power of habit is unconsciously also you can do that. So if you would really try it, then you look in the room wherever you are. The doors are rectangular in general, the windows are rectangular, your table could be rectangular, your laptop is rectangular in shape. So the rectangle is a shape which is easy to manufacture. So as a person from urban population, the patterns of perceptions of rectangle are dominating in us. That's why sometimes it's called as, that 9-point problem is called as intellectual trap. So we can strategically come out of this trap. Such kinds of traps are all there in our minds. Because of the situation, surroundings, our experiences, something has gone wrong at some phase of life, some stage of life. And we keep on thinking in the same pattern. And sometimes we realize that there is a need to change our pattern, and that need to change the pattern can come out of creative pause, can be reduced. Now, how the mind works? You know, those who are from Mumbai or Pune, whenever there are floods, during rainy season, there are floods type of situations in the cities. Imagine you have a soft board and hard small balls are falling on that. Soft board is in a horizontal direction to begin with. What will happen? The balls will spread in all the directions. But if you tilt that soft board in one direction, then the balls will try to follow that direction. And if we keep on throwing the balls on that soft board for a longer time, then the small groove will get formed. So indirectly, such grooves are formed because of the perceptions and patterns of perceptions in our neural network of the brain. And then that is responsible for developing the habits, the patterns, and all these things. So whenever I feel that I need to change it, creative pause works to be one of the best techniques. Now, those who are in Amritsar, I checked your sunset time is 7:19. So it is almost your sunset time. If you are observing your breath, be a little silent and observe the breath. You may find that you are breathing with both the nostrils. Generally, in the day, you are breathing with either left nostril or right nostril. Because this is called Sandhikal. Sunset time, sunrise time is Sandhikal, when the nature is tuned to become tranquil. When I am breathing through left or right nostril, Ida or Pingala is active. And both the nostrils are open for 4 minutes generally. Sushumna is activated. That's responsible for all types of inner alignments that are required. So as a practice, you can think of taking a creative pause exactly at the time of local sunrise and sunset, wherever you are. Now, according to the research done by one of the professors in Berkeley University, if it is practiced, Professor Kruger in 80s, if this creative pause is practiced in the environment where the percentage of negative ions is more, then you find that you can, your creative pause is more effective. Percentage of negative ions is more in case of big water bodies. Research of Professor Kruger also says that where Indians perform Havan, they observed percentage of negative ions are increasing. One of our friend, Dr. Ulrich Berg from Germany, he recently measured it. He observed that yes, these findings are correct. If you just go on Amazon, type negative ion generator, you may get a machine from 1,000 to 1 lakh. After Doklam issue, when government of India decided that we will not go with China, but we'll go with some other countries. One of the countries was Taiwan. So one of my students was in charge of organizing Indo-Taiwan Chamber of Commerce meeting in Mumbai. So he thought of inviting me. He called me and said, "Sir, I am the organizer. I am the person who can invite the guests. So here is an invitation for you." So I went there just to find out. And it was for the purpose of biomedical. So one company had come up with a belt which can put in, it is like a necklace. You can put it in your neck. And they said when you press the button, 2 lakh negative ions will be around your face. You will feel fresh. You can take major decisions of your business after putting my belt. It became a business for someone. So when I was talking to Dr. Gaurav, he decided to practice the creative pause in the environment where negative ions are more. And then I would request him to share all his experiences. And I'm thankful to the organizers that I was given the opportunity. And Dr. Gaurav, I have taken 5 minutes more from your time. So you can continue.
Well, thank you.
Ma'am,
Thank
over
you
to
so
you,
much.
ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Shrikant, sir, everybody enjoys your session. So there is no regret that you have taken 5 minutes more because everybody was listening to the things that you shared with a great enthusiasm and really a great thanks to you. And now we move
Thank
ahead
you.
to our
And we will
next
have
session.
question answer section after Dr. Gaurav's session because he has to
Yeah.
go attend another meeting of his company.
Yes, yes, yes. So,
He can sit on.
participants, if you are having any kind of query with Shrikant sir, then you can type it in the chat box. Sir will be taking the
I
queries
will
after the
answer it
session.
after Dr. Gaurav's session.
Yeah,
Okay.
after
Yeah.
Gaurav sir session,
I am
he
there.
will be
I am there.
answering the session.
Yes,
Okay.
I'll be there.
Okay, so now we move ahead to our next session of the day by Dr. Gaurav Shivaji Wagh. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Wagh, a cybersecurity and privacy engineering specialist with the expertise in secure system, applied cryptography, and privacy preserving technologies. Well, Dr. Gaurav earned his PhD in computing and information science from the Rochester Institute of Technology, New York, where his research focused on privacy preserving framework for smart grids using advanced cryptographic techniques. He is currently serving as a cybersecurity engineer at Eagleview Technologies, actively contributing to security awareness, incident response, and vulnerability management. His research work has been published in reputed international platforms, including IEEE and ACM also. And along with his technical expertise, Dr. Wagh also practices Vedic techniques for goal and personality mastery based on 5 Vedic laws of success, beautifully connecting technology with ethics, discipline, and self-development. And sir, we are honored to have you with us today. And now I humbly invite Dr. Gaurav to kindly address the participants and share his valuable insight. Sir, it's over to you now.
Thank you so much for the introduction. And before I start, this is to address Srikant sir. Even if you have taken entire of my time, I would really be happy to hear you talk. So it is always a pleasure to have your experiences, you can say, first-hand experience and learning from it. So it's always a pleasure, sir. So I'll just share my screen and just request the participants to react, at least in the chat, at least to know that they are at least present or alert. So I would just request them to just give a thumbs up or anything so that I know that they are really there.
हाँ, मुझे सुने ही नहीं आ रहा है।
Yeah.
ट्रेन
So
में
shall I
जल्दी
start
ब्लैक
with
ले
my
ली
presentation?
ब्लैक अवेलेबल थी उस वक्त।
Yes, sir,
Hello?
definitely you can
Yeah.
start. And I request all the participants, if someone is unmuted themselves, then I request please mute yourself.
Okay. Okay, then I'll start with my presentation. So hello everyone. So this is Dr. Gaurav Shivaji Wagh. And today I'll be discussing about inner alignment for outer excellence through 5 Vedic laws of success, which Dr. Shrikant has already, you can say, highlighted in depth exactly what each, you can say, thing represents and how it should be followed. But with when I'm highlighting over here as a case study, it's talking about myself and my experience in terms of how I applied it in the corporate environment and how I achieved, I can say, success and still like working on it. So it's a continuous work in progress. And just wanted to set the stage over here that if anybody has any doubts, you can ask questions over here. And Dr. Srikant or me after this meeting, I will definitely answer that. So, talking about myself as professor had just given my introduction. So, this is what you would find on LinkedIn. I would not read each and everything about myself because it is already present either on LinkedIn or Google Scholar. But the current position which I'm holding is right now the senior cybersecurity and privacy engineer and specializing in AI cybersecurity and privacy. So, this is what people know who are visiting those, you can say, online portals. But the agenda over here for this, you can say, panel or participants is the journey of five Vedic laws, how exactly I started, how it is going, and what's next. I would like to thank Dr. Shrikant Kallurkar sir for mentoring me throughout this entire journey and still is mentoring me. And I'll be touching on the five Vedic laws, which is food, breath, mind, knowledge, and bliss, by giving real world examples. And when I say real world examples related to me and how I tackled them along with the mentoring of Shrikant sir. And it is not something which we just did as a check mark, like, okay, do this, do this, do this. It was more like, okay, over a span of time, what was the experience, how we should tune in ourselves, what needs to be worked on. So it was on more of that aspect. So which I'll be discussing it in detail. So talking about the timeline, my journey started in May 2024, and still till date it is going on, and it would always be going on. It since it is a work in progress. So during the month of May, it was you can say an in-depth sessions with Dr. Shrikant sir for knowing the five Vedic, you can say, laws of success. And then after every month, there was 15 to 30 minutes of touch point meetings for alignment. Like, okay, how exactly it is going. It's more like giving updates to your advisor in PhD, similar to that, and how professor corrects in terms of. Uh, I just saw a chat that I'm not audible. Am I audible to everyone? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I'll just continue. So, with respect to the internal touch point meeting, I just wanted to say that is the key thing which I personally felt in terms of my personal growth as well, in terms of all aspects and other dimensions. So, that is where I felt that, okay, it's not just attending the session and like, okay, wrapping things up, but more on having a discussion with the mentor and touch point meetings at least for 15 minutes, like how exactly it is going on, what problems you faced, how to tackle it. And I would really like to reiterate, it is not something that professor would give like exact answers, like, okay, do this, do this. It would be more like a general guidance. And from there, we have to take in what we should feel or we believe in implementing those things, which I'll be discussing in detail. So talking about the food sheet, so my previous lifestyle, if I want to talk before May 2024, was 2025 was I used to have irregular meals, not aware about how much quantity I'm eating, and I was less productive and poor relationships. So when I actually was making these slides and I was writing it, people would think how a relationship and food would be like related. So the reason why I just wanted to highlight over here to the panel or the participants is like since my timings were not fixed, there was no set routine in the house. So I used to get up at random, you can say hours, which is you can say very, I would say not professional in terms of like timing. Like, okay, sometimes I would have dinner at 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. So because of that, the tuning with my family, like when I'm having dinners, lunch, that was not there. So that created an irritation in the house as well. So that's why I personally felt like this was an interesting perspective, which I found out after implementing the food sheet, like how exactly we should be doing. So on the right, if you see the 60-40 rule, which Dr. Srikant mentioned, so that was being followed. And also now I was more aware that what food or everything I'm having or I'm taking, I was more into that. So when I say what more into that, it's not like I'm just sitting on my desk and just having food or the food is getting served. I was actively involved in terms of purchasing the vegetables and everything at the start and getting to know things like, okay, what is going exactly in the food and also what is going inside me with respect to the body. So this is what I came across in terms of the food pattern. So once the food pattern was set, like, okay, when I'm having the foods like with respect to specific time, that overall increase my productivity. Everything in the house is also like, okay, planned, like, okay, we are having dinner at like 8 o'clock. So that was something which was, you can say, unannounced, but it was like a rule in the house now that, okay, we will be having food at 8 o'clock. So that actually sets the tone, and it brings stability in the house as well. So I'll just stop over here. Any questions, or should I continue? I just want to make sure that
No,
I'm not
sir.
going too fast. Yeah.
Okay. Is anybody there who have any question? Uh, so you can continue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. With respect to the second aspect, which is the mind sheet, so I just wanted to explain my personal example where I had gone to my in-person office in US headquarters, and that was something which I had planned and had informed my teammates, and I was meeting them for the first time. And the teammates were also like little bit, you can say, senior to me in terms of age, and we were supposed to discuss for like 2 days like how exactly we are going to like address this problem and solution and come out with a solution. So I'd basically flown there to that headquarters, but what I saw was when I greeted them for the first time, nobody showed an active involvement in like, okay, attending the meeting. So the meeting was scheduled, the boardroom was booked, but nobody was coming on time. Everybody was just giving excuses because they were not feeling that, okay, somebody younger to us is coming and driving the meeting. It is not something on them, but it is something with respect to me as well. If I am telling my real world scenario, it is like even if I'm not able to find my WhatsApp app on my cell phone, if it is misplaced or it is in a new location, I really get irritated. So I can get their view as well. When somebody's coming and driving something, it is something new for them to absorb. So what I did was, in if I would be the older Gaurav, I would be more like frustrated. Okay, how did they do this to me? My entire trip is wasted. I'm not able to show something to my manager what I discussed with the team. So what I did was like I took them out for a lunch, and there we bonded, like discussed, first opened up, and directly instead of jumping to, you can say, the problem, it was more like an icebreaker. And I would really like to highlight, they took me to a restaurant where there were like chopsticks, and I never used chopsticks before. So I asked them like, can you help me in doing like help me in using the chopsticks and everything. So that's how we initially bonded. So if you tell me the entire first day got wasted in terms of no discussion about the project, no nothing with respect to the problem. It was just like basic talks, bonding, that's it. But second day, everybody showed up on time. Everybody brainstormed it. That we also sat little bit over the after office hours, but we came up with a solution. So that was something which I learned, that instead of affecting my mind and my mental peace, I would also have a clear thinking and understanding and also putting myself in their shoes. Because every now and then I cannot be like, oh, everybody should understand me. Even I should be in a position to understand how the person in front of me is approaching things, because we come from two different backgrounds, two different cultures. So these are some things which we need to take little bit like at ease, and then going across, moving forward in that context. So also with respect to the mind, I just wanted to highlight the you can say the ions part over here, which is related to breath sheet. So with respect to the third part, which is the breath sheet, I was not exercising previously, nor I used to do any active walking. But with respect to current lifestyle, and this is not just like I'm doing it immediately, it was a span of like 1 year of time. And then I started doing like weight training. And with respect to the negative ions, I used to walk near the water bodies. So it is like this is the image of the garden where I used to go. Just wanted to show that even in a busy city life or corporate, you can say metropolitan city, you can see the New York skyline over there. So I used to stay in like Jersey before. So that's where you can say there was like garden parks, and at least we can go there and have a walk. So that was my routine in the morning. Now, before starting this, I used to be like, it would not impact me very much. Why I'm going to work? Why I'm going outside my apartment if I can do something like walking on the treadmill? But trust me, like going out, like taking your car out and going there, seeing people, it actually makes you very calm and have little bit less stress, and then you can plan your day. So that's how I started implementing these small things and made sure that everything is getting, you can say, tracked because of having those touch points. I was having that at least. I was not that stressed of like, okay, am I going right? Am I going wrong? I was like, let's try this. Let's see how exactly it turns out. And let's see what are the effects and you can say the consequences, either positive or negative, in terms of the body. So that was my experience with respect to breach sheep. Talking about the knowledge. So when I had a discussion with Shrikant sir, I was running or contributing to a cybersecurity program. And that time AI was booming and still is booming right now. But if you look at, if I did my um, introspection of like what I did, how exactly it is going. So I utilized my PhD specialization, which was in privacy. And then I created a privacy program for the company and I pitched to my manager. So right now, the manager liked it. The reason being, AI is getting developed, that is true. But the foundation of AI is also a privacy, you can say, layer. Without privacy, AI is actually very risky to operate, and governments are now creating those privacy regulations across the world. So now I'm currently heading the privacy program in the company, but that is how I came up with okay, I need to be more knowledgeable what is going out there, how I can contribute to the company. So it was more like an how Professor just mentioned from the 9 dot exercise, thinking out of the box. Okay, my manager has given me some tasks. I would do those tasks, but apart from that, what else I can contribute to? So that was my pitch to my manager, and then I was having clarity in terms of thoughts, in terms of focus and concentration. I used to study and still studying. So just wanted to highlight that my uh, company used to not volunteer or like fund for privacy because they were not aware about it. Why exactly privacy is important. But when I requested my manager, like, can I attend a privacy conference in Washington, D.C.? Because that's where all the privacy professionals meet. I just want to go understand, work with them, do exercises in terms of table talk. So they allowed me. So last month I was at a privacy conference in Washington DC. So if you see on the left, that is Prince Harry giving his talk about privacy. He came all the way from UK just to talk about how important privacy is. So just wanted to add a layer of privacy with respect to him. When I looked at the guest speaker, I'm like, why is Prince coming to talk about privacy? It is a technical term and he is like a king, or he was supposed to be the king, but it's like, why exactly is here? So when he started talking, he told that his mother's journey from becoming the princess and then his birth, his children's birth, everything is online and everything is in the public forum. So for him, privacy is very different from with respect to privacy as a normal man. So that was his experience. In the second picture, if you see, I worked with the privacy professionals from different university and we are listening to a video and these are the notes where we are solving exercises together. So this is how I I come to know by continuous growth or like having that knowledge that what is going out there in the real world. And everybody are, if you see, are forming a team. So this is my team. On the front, you will see another team. On the left hand, there is the third team. And we are all contributing and solving tabletop exercise. And on the right, since it was cherry blossoms over there near the White House, so I just clicked a picture of mine. So there should always be a component of like enjoyment as well, but also to know like what is going out there. So this is what I had to report to my manager after attending the talk. Like, okay, I did this, I learned this, and then I can bring this on the table for the company, and that's how I can serve to the company. So that was the overall journey in terms of the privacy, and that is associated with the knowledge sheet of it. And coming with respect to the bliss component, so I would really like to say that always I would be lying that I would be like, okay, I'm always in a state of contentment. It is not. I always disrupt these sheets as well. I'm equally responsible to do that. But how I basically work towards it and make sure that I'm aligned, that is how I always try to get that stability across my patterns. So just to give you an example, what happened was when I was been given the privacy program, I had to present to the CEO. So while presenting to the CEO, it was like a 5 minute presentation, like a Shark Tank, where I had to present in terms of CEO and executives and board of directors. But I was like, how should I talk? What should I present? It was more stressful than my PhD defense. So what I ended up is like I ended up staying awake for the entire night for that presentation, practicing it. And at that moment of presentation, everything went well. Everything said very good job. Everything was good. But the meeting itself was of 4 hours. So after my talk was done, like which was like in the first 1 hour, I was not able to focus on the remaining 3 hours of the executive meetings. And the reason why I have to focus is since I'm developing a program, I should know what is going around the company as well. So because of that, if you see how my sleep pattern also affected my attention span, my knowledge, I was not able to grasp that knowledge, what was being discussed. And also my food pattern was disturbed during that day. So when I had that touch point meeting with professor saying that professor, I did this much, I studied this much, and I was very happy to like inform him that everything went well. So he said, yes, that is good. It went well. It was approved by the committee and everything. But what about all the patterns which you just disturbed? So that was an eye opener for me because tomorrow, if I'm going to become an executive, I cannot be like, okay, I'll work all night and then I'll attend few meetings and I'll not pay attention in those meetings. I should be equally aware and responsible for what is going on that meetings. So that's how I made sure that irrespective of any presentations coming forward, even though I'm presenting in front of my CEO, I would be preparing my best, but within a time frame. I cannot stay all night long. And that's how now I'm getting trained over here. So that's where I come to know like, okay, if I stay awake, even one sheep is disturbed, everything gets disturbed. I'm not going for a morning walk. Anything cannot be happening on that sort. So this was really an eye opener for me that continuously I had to introspect like what is going around me, what I'm eating, and it is not something which I would like to reiterate again and again that, okay, I did this, now I'll never be stressed again. It is not that case. So that is something which I definitely follow. And I'm actually more alert what goes around me and uh, what I follow or what I make mistakes. And I definitely rectify them. And sometimes what I learn, I need to also drop that skill which is developed by me during my PhD profession, that as a researcher, I would be going too much in detail. But for executives, they would not be requiring that level of detailing. They just need the problem, whether you have the solution, and just go for it. They just want to see that are you capable of resolving that solution or not. So that's how I just made sure that I'm approaching this very well and in a very detailed manner. So getting more aware about how exactly the sheets are affecting. And even though I'm going forward to an executive level down the line, it might be a CEO, who knows. But okay, so if I'm a CEO, I cannot be awake for 24/7. I should be like sleeping 8 hours at least so that I can make, you can say, conscious decision and more informed decision. So that was my overall journey. And I would just like to thank everyone and the organizing committee for inviting me to the talk. But yeah, I'm happy to take any questions. I have like still 15 minutes, but yes, Professor, like even you can pitch in from mine.
Yeah, I think one Sunday morning, Gaurav called me and said, "Sir, what are you going to eat for breakfast on Wednesday?" I remember that day. And I said, "I don't know what I'm going to eat." He said, "I know," because he had started doing that planning for the week. And he said, "Every Saturday we go for shopping accordingly." And then you can share, I think, that secondary data activity. You mentioned, you wrote it, but you didn't talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah. I
How
was
you
just
use the
getting,
secondary data and how it
yeah.
helped you to get the primary data.
Yes. So I would just like to I'm just although I'm sharing my screen, but it is more like the point which I just wanted to mention. So second, what is the second example with respect to secondary data? So I was given a task when I was presenting to the CEO to get actual estimates, like what is the estimate or a specific number from a different team. So what happened was the team themselves were not aware about that actual number, like what the number would be, so that I could present to the CEO. And that number was supposed to be in dollars. So now I was in, you can say, in a weird position where the CEO is asking a number to me, and I have to get data from my corresponding team. But I'm also equally sure that whatever data, even if they provide, I also didn't know whether they are providing the right data. And they themselves were very clear that they are not sure what the data is. In that case, what I did was I had a discussion with Shrikant sir that I'm in this situation. Next week is my presentation and I'm not getting the data. So that's where Shrikant sir gave me an advice. It's like, okay, if you don't have the data, it's fine. Can you get from a secondary source and at least get an approximate number by yourself from that secondary source and at least give a quotation? So the dollar amount which was supposed to come from one team, I actually collaborated with second team, which was not directly giving the dollar value, but I could actually, you can say, come up with a dollar value by that number which they had provided. So I cannot disclose the details too much, but it was supposed like if the amount is $5, I cannot get the $5 value or number from team A. Then I went to team B. They are not giving me the dollar value, but they are giving me the units. So if they say like 5 units, and I know if the 5 unit, 1 unit cost $1, then I would just multiply it and get that number and I would approximate it. So in that way, I didn't blame the team A that to my CEO, like team A didn't give me value. It is not how it works. It is more like, okay, I got this value and it is an approximate value. So in that way, I actually maintained the relationship with team A, which I had built. I didn't pressurize them, but at least I gave them an open-ended task that, okay, you don't have it today, you would not have it in next month, but at least have it in your roadmap that somebody is coming and asking you the value, then you should know what is the value. So, for example, if I ask to the entire audience over here that what is the intake of your university, nobody would have an exact number of the intake, what the university has in terms of the students. But at least you can do a rough guesswork. Like in Mumbai University, it is like 60 seats per class. And if there are two batches, so it would be 120 students. That would be the maximum head count. So that's how we can just, and if there are five departments, then 120 into five. So that's how you can do the math and then give an approximate value at least. So that's how I came up with that secondary data and presented. And I also referenced the data, like where did I get it from? So tomorrow, if I am questioned, like what is the source? So I have to also justify the source, where, how did I calculate it? So that was the discussion about getting the secondary source of data. So yeah, that's it about the example.
Yeah, actually, we have applied law of karma here. When we are trying to give that working on secondary data and not mentioning the name of the department or the person who is not giving the data, what we are doing is we are applying law of karma. We are not intervening in the law of karma of another person. And because of that, your relationship is not getting disturbed. So here you will understand how that software of Yadnadanta Pakarma Sadhyay is useful in day-to-day life. I think the audience can ask you more questions, Gaurav.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. If any participant have any question, please you can ask, sir. You can also share the questions in the chat box. I'm repeating. Is there any question from any participant? I guess there is no question yet, sir.
Okay.
Okay. No questions, no observations. Anyone want to give any observations or points? When Dr. Gaurav is saying that he may be the CEO, he is on that track of a C-suite executive. So I think, Dr. Gaurav, when we started, you were team lead of 3, then became 10, 16, and then you developed that dashboard for which you went to Rochester. Is it true?
Yes. So that's where actually just wanted to highlight where it was earlier. I had discussed with my like with Shrikant sir that I want to manage a team. I want to have somebody reporting to me. So we mentioned, why do you want somebody reporting to you? You can also work in a team and you can lead by example. So I was taken by surprise that, okay, nobody reports to me, it's fine. But how can I lead by example? So that's when there was a project which we had started. And it was just people of 3, which were like, we were working on that project. But what I thought was, okay, if I assume that everybody is kind of collaborating with me, but without reporting to me in that context. So at least I would create a, you can say, an organizational dashboard where everybody can at least go and search specific thing which they want. So I had created, along with my 2 teammates, a dashboard for the entire company. And that's how I got to connect with other departments with their problems. And then we had showcased that in that dashboard. So from and that is still being utilized in the company. So that's how I learned the hard way of leadership without actually somebody reporting. So I was like, okay, if I am the HOD or if I am the CEO, somebody needs to report. So yes, then I am a team lead. So that actually changed my perspective in terms of you can say doing or executing a project. So now, right now also when I'm running a privacy program, I'm running a privacy program across the company and across all geographical locations without somebody directly reporting to me. So I'm not somebody's manager, but the other teams, legal, HR, because there is employee data, customer data. So everybody is at least collaborating with me in terms of building that privacy program.
And that
And
has
also,
developed,
yeah,
yeah,
no, no,
that
sorry,
has
sir.
developed company-wide. Now people know you across all the 35 countries or more than that.
Yes. So now at
Yes.
least that has brought
And then,
visibility in terms of
and the,
you can say the utilization of the dashboard and the
and the
company as well.
CEO has taken a note of it, and then he has issued a kind of circular, what we say in our government system, that across all the platforms, the data privacy will be run. So that is the beauty of converting inner alignment to external excellence, in my opinion.
Yeah. And everyone, I have also dropped my LinkedIn, you can say, link over here. So I'm happy to connect. And if there is any questions for me, if you have anything later, feel free to ask me those questions as well. So thank you so much.
So participants, if you're having any kind of queries, then both of the our resource persons are open for you. Even Shrikant sir can take the queries, and Gaurav sir is also ready to take the queries. If you're having any kind of question, any kind of thing that you want to discuss, then the stage is open for you. So we can see some kind of messages in the chat box also. It was an excellent session. Thank you so much. And maintaining peace at the crucial times become very difficult. Yes. Vaishali ma'am is saying maintaining the peace at the crucial times becomes very difficult. Gaurav sir, would you like to say something about this thing?
Yes, so I can say now I can speak about it. Yes, earlier, if you had asked me 3, 4 years ago, then I was not in that position to answer. But yeah, maintaining peace and sometimes I can say calmness is more important. And because of that, peace is there amongst the collaborating teams. And sometimes you have to like get angry on teams as well, but I personally feel when I had discussed with Shrikant sir that if you get angry, but getting angry is a part of your strategy, then of course you should get angry. But that is how I feel like maintaining first calmness, observing what is going on, and then taking a call based on what you have seen. Sometimes it might be a gut feeling too, but yeah, that is how I personally feel like, because I would be more volatile in that situation. But having taken this, or you can say adopted this journey, I was more calm. Like if I would be the Gaurav before, I would just go and take a flight back on the first day itself. But I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. Let's take them out for lunch. So that was my like just way of bonding with them. So yeah.
Yeah,
So
one more
Vaishali
thing
ma'am,
that,
yeah,
yeah,
yes sir,
please.
yes sir,
Okay.
yes sir.
No, no.
So Vaishali.
Doctor, yeah, as a part of training, Dr. Gaurav started supporting the juniors. So one of the junior engineer, she wrote to the higher authorities that I feel more comfortable to reach out to Dr. Gaurav and get his guidance. And I get the right kind of guidance because he was able to practice that concept of dana in developing the relationships, which is nothing but
That's
network building.
yeah, that's great. That's
Be-
great. That's really great, sir.
Yeah. Uh, Gaurav, would you like to highlight something more on that?
With respect to that angle, since I was very vocal or I was very visible in terms of my contributions to the company. So other people from across team came to know like, okay, this is the person who is working, and they wanted to know their thoughts. And like they wanted to validate their strategy, and they also were too involved in like, okay, we also want to create something like this. Can you help me in that context? So at least I made sure I did those brainstorming sessions with them without, you can say, telling them what to do, but at least giving them a thought process like, okay, how you should approach. But in the end, also making sure that I'm highlighting that discuss with your manager, because I might not be even in their department, but I'm just contributing for brainstorming. So that is something which I did highlight and made sure that there is a very thin line between just brainstorming and just giving like straight answers and then disrupting the department's vision. So I just wanted to highlight that over here.
Thank you so much, Gaurav sir. Shrikant sir, would you like to discuss something else?
No, you
I
said
guess
Vaishali madam want to ask some question.
Yeah, Vaishali ma'am, I hope you got the right answer to the point that you were discussing. And Vaishali ma'am has also mentioned one thing that without playing blame game, maybe this is during the session when Gaurav sir was saying something about the strategies and office behavior and all that. At that time, she must have messaged this thing. And we got one comment from Sudhir Joshi. Mr. Sudhir Joshi is saying both sessions are most informative and helpful. Thank you. And so, if Shrikant sir, you want to add something, then it would be privilege for us.
Yeah, this is
Otherwise,
yes, ma'am. This is actually a practical example. We could create a
yeah,
proof of concept that yes, the concept of 5 Vedic laws of success and aligning the 5 sheets of personality.
Yeah, sir.
can be useful in the corporate world, can be useful in practicing world. And
Definitely, definitely.
yes, now the platform is open for anyone to practice. So it is good
Yeah.
that you have chosen this topic, and then maybe that if few teachers get motivated and start practicing this, the complete scenario in the institution also can be different in
Yeah.
time to come.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah,
Thank you
thank
so
you,
much,
ma'am.
sir. Thank you so much, sir. Well, both of the sessions were really informative, also engaging, and we can say that was full of those kind of experiences which we used to not used to get in daily life. But yeah, we should be implementing we can say the strategies that have been discussed in both of the sessions, the techniques that Shrikant sir have suggested us. Definitely, they are going to help us as a tutor, as a mentor, as a researcher also. So the thoughts of both of the resource persons were beautifully highlighted the importance of we can say the Vedic principles and personality development, and they made the session truly unique, also inspiring, also and thought provoking. We sincerely thank Dr. Shrikant and Dr. Gaurav for sharing their valuable knowledge, experiences, and perspectives with all of us. And once again, thanks to both of the resource persons
Thank
and
you.
all the
Thank you, ma'am.
participants. Yeah, sir.
I got a message in the meantime from one of the participants that
Yeah,
share
sir.
your contact details.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
think I have shared a book with Ripin Kohli, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Five Vedic Laws of Success. The book contains
Yes, sir.
my contact details on the last
Okay.
page. My
We will
LinkedIn
be,
profile, my contact number, email ID, everything. So
yeah,
I
we will
think
be
that may
requesting,
answer
ma'am.
the question. Yeah.
Yeah, we will be requesting Ripon ma'am to share that book in the
Book.
group,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So participants, kindly note we are having the feedback links of both of the session in the chat box. Just go through it and fill up the feedback forms. And we will be meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. sharp. So I request all the participants to join by 5:55 so that we can start the session by 6 p.m. Thank you, Avan, and have a nice evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you.